and welcome to one more episode of Recipes for Disaster.
Recipes for Disaster. It doesn't sound as good in English, though.
It does not. This is the first time we're doing an edition of this podcast in English. So, yeah, it's a little weird, but we're gonna try our best. Today we have with us
Mr. Hunter Halder.
I thought we were gonna do one word each, but it's fine. That's fine. So, good morning, Mr. Hunter Halder. Oh, sorry, Mike. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
It's absolutely my pleasure.
Oh, God. Okay. So, we are very excited to talk to you about the lecture you gave us. And since we already heard a lot of what you had to say, and another other lady came to talk to us.
Vanda, I think.
Yes. We already know a lot of the answers for these questions. But the purpose of today's episode is for the students that didn't get to see your lecture, and the parents of the students, friends of the students, and so on. So, yes, you're going to repeat a lot of the things you said. I hope you don't mind, but...
Don't mind at all, but should we do it in English or in Portuguese, considering our audience?
This is for part of an English project we're doing.
So English it is. Okay.
Yes, English. But if you want to say something in Portuguese, we don't mind.
Feel free.
Yeah, and maybe we're going to have to say it as well.
Pimba.
So, I'm Leonor, she's Mariana. Just taking things back again. Mariana, start. Go.
Okay. Oh yeah, you answered this already on the lecture, and it was a really fun story. But yeah, what made you move to Portugal?
Made you your home, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would say love made me move to Portugal.
It was a really cute story. Everyone said, "Aww."
Yeah. And then there was a divorce. So
that's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
that's cute too.
That's so
We
cute.
can also celebrate our divorces.
Okay, awesome.
But the impetus to come to Portugal was actually a pilgrimage to Fatima.
Yeah.
And I was gifted with a place in that pilgrimage, and was the first time I'd ever been to Portugal. And it was only for about a week, but I ended up changing my life. So a couple of years later, I came over here to visit, and then moved here, I think in '91. So it was a big life-changing moment.
We weren't born yet. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
91. It's a long time ago.
Yeah. I was asking, did you fall in love with the place when you came here, or was it more like the conditions of life made it so?
No, I really love Portugal. It was easy. I'm not gifted with speaking and learning languages. The only reason I can speak, and I do speeches in Portuguese, is because I've been here for so long. It's not something that I pick up easily, but
you speak very well. You have an accent, but it's very easy to understand you.
Yeah, it's functional. Yeah, but it wasn't quick.
Yeah, maybe. But Portuguese is a hard language.
Yeah, and it's really...
We're Portuguese and we barely talk Portuguese.
That's true.
That's true. So, Mr. Hunter Halder, before Refood, what kind of work were you doing?
Immediately before Refood, I was doing team building, which is a thing for corporate structures and other organizations who need to have better communication and quality and cooperation and teamwork in their companies and in their organizations. And so I designed events that would attain specific objectives with respect to these clients. And so it was fun and creative work, and I enjoyed it. Did it for about 15 years. All here in Portugal. I didn't do it in the States. I started doing that here.
And do you think that influenced the idea of Refood, or how you worked with Refood, or how you built it, your previous work, or even now?
Did it influence your idea?
Everything. Everything about my career. In fact, my career trajectory doesn't make any sense because I started out in the music area with a live music nightclub. But in that, I learned how to communicate with the population, how to produce events and attract people. So that was very important for the work that I do now. And then I moved into construction work. And that doesn't seem like it tie in very well to Refood, but every single building where our Refood centers are has to be remodeled. And so even the work that I did in construction also
Helps
prepared
now.
me for
Yeah,
Refood.
that's great.
That's fun.
And every part of my crazy career contributes something to what I do now. But it wasn't obvious at the time. It only came together as being preparation for what I do now because of the sequence. But it was invisible for a long time.
I just realized we're talking about Refood, but maybe some of our viewers, that mostly 3 people, my parents and her sister, maybe some of our viewers don't really know what Refood is, so we want to ask Mr. Hunter Halder, how would you describe Refood in a few words? What do you think Refood is?
If I was restricted to a few words, I would have to say that it's a civic movement focused on local communities that activates already existing resources to change the world in the local community by diminishing food waste and hunger by mobilizing citizens. So basically, Refood does a magic act. It transforms food waste into nutrition, and that way helps the environment and helps the people who are in need of food.
And I remember on the lecture you said there weren't like bosses for certain things, and there weren't people that would like manage a lot of stuff. But with so many volunteers, I bet it's hard for them to self-manage. Like, is there like how
does it run with mostly? It's all volunteers, right? Like,
it is.
It must be hard to.
Well, it's a challenge, and we had to discover how to do that, because if you go looking for 100% volunteer organizations, you won't find any. So we didn't have a model. We had to do the scientific method, which is trial and error.
Yeah.
So we found how to do a shared management model out of necessity. So in a local center, for example, here in Evora, they have 10 areas that they need to manage, and they should have 3 volunteer managers. These are volunteers who do their 2 hours once a week, but also want to help out with the management. And so the 10 areas that need to be managed should have 3 volunteer managers in each area. So with food sources, there should be not one person managing food sources, but 3, because they're volunteers, and then one might not be available, and then another one can be available to do a certain task. So it's a more inclusive model, but it also has its challenges. But the local model works very well. It's a democracy. These volunteer managers choose their coordinators. And if they don't like the way it's going, they unchoose their coordinators and choose others. So it's a democracy, a local democracy, really in every sense of the word. We're very proud of that. On the national level, the structure is a nonprofit association, which is now an EPSS. And that is also a democracy because it's composed of associates who vote for a direction, a board of directors, who manage at the pleasure of the associates. So it's kind of the same model, but on a national level. And we're now creating the global level, which will be kind of a federation of all the national associations. And so it's growing from the lower level to the upper, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. How many countries is it in now? Like
we're only operating in 2 countries, Portugal and Spain. We operated for about a month and a half in my hometown, Richmond, Virginia. But after they launched, they did a great job launching. They were in the news. And then 7 days later, the pandemic crushed them.
That must have been heartbreaking.
So there are challenges, and we have to learn how to deal with them. But the pandemic is over, and we're going back to the international plane again, and we intend to plant the seeds of Refood all over the globe and see what happens.
And you seem to care a lot about hunger and how it shouldn't be something that people go through. And do you think that's like one of the biggest problems nowadays, like the lack of food?
Well, I think hunger has been with us forever. And we haven't had the ability to end hunger, really, until recently. And we do have the ability, but we don't have the will.
Yeah.
So if we look at the profit that is made in humanity, it's concentrated in a few people.
Yeah, it should be enough.
And it's not on their agenda to stop hunger. They have different agendas. So a financial solution to hunger would just be buy food for everybody. That has not happened, and I would suggest it's not going to happen. Yeah. But if the food was free, and if it was in the same place where the hungry people are, then maybe there's a chance to stop hunger. And food waste is that free food. And Refood volunteers and others are the way to reapply the excess food to those who need it. And basically there's no cost. So it's not a financial solution, it's a human solution.
Do you think if Refood had more volunteers or more places, that, like restaurants and schools and whatever, to work with, do you think Refood, like it's like how it works, do you think it could fix world hunger?
I think that the model, if replicated in every community on Earth, would absolutely fix hunger and food waste. But it's a tall order to get to every community on Earth. It's a tall order just to count the communities on Earth.
But I would feel very proud if I made a model of a thing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Well, ideas are not really ours. They land in our heads. The Greeks thought it was the muse that was whispering ideas to people. I'm very happy to have received the idea. I don't say that it's my idea. And I would also say that many, many other people have looked at food being thrown away and thought the same thing. I was crazy enough to act on it.
Exactly. That's even more of a reason for you to be proud. You were the one that
in a country that's not your own, and you just started a thing that you thought was wasn't going to extend so much or expand so much, and now it's in other countries. That's amazing.
Really admire
that's amazing. Yeah.
But I didn't really think of it from that perspective. I thought of it more like I don't have a lot of years left, and how can I
help?
Do the best I can with the time I have left.
That's an even more noble cause. Mr. Hunter just can't stop being cool.
Up top! Hi. Up top, Mr. Hunter. Okay. I remember now. You're known for walking or driving around your bicycle, and we know that you started Refood with a little bicycle, right? Distributing food that you picked up from places. How did people first react when they saw you doing it?
Well, the question I remember receiving in the beginning was,
the hell are
what are
you
you selling? Because they see me get off the bike, go into a restaurant, and then come back to the bike. And it seemed probably an odd thing. Nowadays, it's not too odd. Nowadays, we've got bicycles and people picking up food all the time. But back then, it was an odd thing, and it was worthy of commentary. So people would ask me, what was I doing? And then I would explain it, and sometimes they would say, okay, I want to do it too. So that's where the volunteers came from.
That's awesome.
And what would you advise? What's your advice for young people that want to make a difference?
Yes. Well, first thing I would say is that there's nothing you can't do. There are no things that you cannot do. Some of them might take time. Some of them you might have to prepare for. But there's nothing that you can hope to do that you can't do. Everything is possible. I think there's a saying that the difficult we do with ease. The impossible takes a little longer. But everything is possible. And I kind of always knew that. But my focus was not on what was important. My focus was on what I wanted to do for me, which I think is kind of normal.
Yeah.
We, get our education
Common,
and we say, okay,
yes.
what are we going to do? Let's go do something that's fun. Let's do something that makes money.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty normal. I started late to try to work for the community, and I don't advise waiting
Yes,
as
but
long
worked
as I
very
did.
well still,
Yeah.
even starting late. Like,
Yeah.
That's another good lesson for the older folks. Is that,
never too late to
make a difference.
to make a difference. Exactly, Mr. Halder. Now, just one little last question to wrap up this episode. You live in Portugal right now, correct, Mr. Hunter Halder? What is your favorite Portuguese dish?
My favorite Portuguese dish?
Exactly.
Well, I'm gonna go with
Be honest, come on.
bitoque
Okay.
com ovo.
Talk. Okay. I can
Okay,
accept that.
it's a
That's
solid answer.
Yeah, solid.
Of course, there's a twist, and that is that I have a vegan diet.
Okay.
So the beef talk.
That's a little weird.
It's very Portuguese.
The beef talk is seitan,
Okay.
and
awesome,
I think the
Okay.
ovo fingida is made of tofu.
Oh, okay.
But it very well mimics the real dish.
We were just joking about this when we were coming in because your name is
that's
Hunter,
true.
and I was just saying, "Oh, Mr. Hunter Halder, what are you hunting?"
Yeah. Well, I was.
You're vegan, so that's fine.
But I wasn't always. This is just a couple of years that I've been keeping that diet. But my name actually came because I'm the second son in my family, and the first son got the father's name. So he's J.K. Halder III. That's my brother. And then I came along, and they were looking for a name. And we have a great uncle whose name is Julian Spears. And they wanted to name me Julian Spears Halder. And my mother objected that Julian was too feminine of a name. And so they threw Julian out, and somebody said, how about Hunter?
That's very
Because my father was a big-time hunter.
Okay.
And that's how it happened.
That's funny.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Hunter Halder. Before clapping, we will say the speech that I wrote so it does not go to waste. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Hunter Halder. It's been really inspiring to hear your story and the story of Refood.
But jokes aside, it has been. I think it was really nice to hear you, and I am very nervous about my future, and I always worry about it. So it's really nice to know that you can always make a change. You always have the the opportunity.
Absolutely.
To,
and you
to
shouldn't
change.
worry about your future. You should confront it with optimism, and
Yes.
you will
You are very
do
optimistic.
just fine.
Oh, I hope
That's
so.
awesome.
I hope so.
Thank you so much for all our viewers. Bye, Mom.
The side eyes I got from.
Yay, it's done. Wait, I'm gonna...